Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primetime Health Supplemental, where we will be exploring some of the concepts covered in the Primetime Health course in greater detail each week. My name is Julie Dalton, and I will be your instructor for this presentation today. Today's supplemental deals with the concept of free radicals, nature's inflammatory agents in the brain and in the body. You may remember from high school chemistry that a free radical, also known as a reactive oxygen species or an ROS, is merely an oxygen molecule that has become unstable because it contains an odd number of electrons in its outer shell. You may also remember that when an atom becomes unstable, it will not hesitate to borrow electrons from neighboring atoms. The atomic world is a barbaric one, with atoms stealing and cannibalizing electrons from one another pretty much all of the time. But what happens with free radicals that might be in our bodies? Let's give this little free radical here some personality. Since free radicals in our bodies act like tiny terrorists, we'll give him a mean face. As I said, free radicals are all around us in nature, and they are inside of us too. There are three sources of free radicals inside our bodies that are important for us to talk about today. The first and most prevalent form of free radical is the one that's produced inside your cells. Free radicals are the normal byproduct of healthy cellular function. Much like the engine in a car or the furnace in a factory, your cells burn fuel and manufacture many important things. They also put out free radicals, much like the tailpipe of our car analogy or the smokestack of a factory might eject byproducts from the work that they do. The second source of free radicals in your body is another internal source that comes from the emotional stress of your brain. The brain is the hardest working factory in your body. Even under normal conditions, it turns out the most amount of free radicals in the body. When the brain is stressed, it works even harder, churning out a huge amount of exhaust. A stressed brain also produces stress hormones that have a cascading effect on the entire body. This effect becomes negative when stress is chronic or unresolved. The third source of free radicals that exists in our bodies actually is an external source. These are environmental factors like UV light, toxins, cigarette smoke, industrial chemicals, ozone, simple carbs and sugars, processed foods, fast foods, junk foods. These are things that we take into our bodies through the skin, the lungs, or the digestive tract. The body, it's important to note, has natural defenses against free radical damage. It can defend itself and repair itself, or induce death in cells that are damaged beyond repair. However, it's important to know that all of these natural defenses do slow down and become depleted as we age. Think of free radicals as tiny sledgehammers, chipping away at everything that is stable inside your body. They steal electrons from important substances and structures like your nitric oxide stores and other medications dispensed by the internal pharmacy we've been talking about. Free radicals chip away at lipids and proteins, which are the building blocks for healthy function in your body, and the DNA, which is the very code of your body's ability to repair and rejuvenate itself. Free radicals steal electrons from atoms that make up your cells, your tissues, and your organs. And the brain is particularly sensitive to this damage as it is made up mostly of fat. Fat oxidizes quickly in the presence of free radicals. Your brain is also your most metabolically active organ, which means that it produces a lot of free radical exhaust and requires special care and protection. When free radicals break down, important substances and healthy tissues within our body become destabilized, and we call this process oxidation or oxidative stress. This process is continuous in your body. It happens trillions of times a day, trillions of times a minute, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It damages your cells in two important ways that I'd like to talk about with you today. The first way involves how free radicals come in contact with the outside or membrane of each of your cells. These membranes are made of fats, which are particularly sensitive to oxidation and free radical damage. Fats break down quickly when they encounter free radicals. In this example, we see the free radical slamming into the membrane of the cell, chipping away at it by stealing electrons from its delicate surface. When this happens, your cell is no longer able to protect itself or take cues from its surroundings. Under these circumstances, the cell will die. The second way that a free radical damages your cells happens when the free radical comes into contact with the inside of your cells. It will steal electrons from your DNA and other internal structures, which alter the code and the function of the cell. When this happens repeatedly, disease is the outcome. To recap then, I want to just say the most interesting thing to me is that nature's answer to the free radical problem is not warfare, but pacifism. Instead of attempting to destroy free radicals in the body, nature simply appeases and pacifies them. It gives them what they need to become stable again. An antioxidant atom has more electrons than it needs in its outer shell. If the thieving, looting free radical is electron poor, we can say that the antioxidant molecule or atom is electron rich. The free radical is saying, "Brother, can you spare a dime?" And the antioxidant says, "Of course I can. I have plenty to spare. Take as much as you need." Since we gave our free radical a little personality earlier, let's give our antioxidant a little personality too. We'll call this antioxidant a blueberry, since blueberries are one of nature's most important antioxidant-rich foods, especially for brain health. As we can see here in this picture, when the antioxidant comes in contact with the free radical, one of its extra electrons is sheared off and gobbled up by the hungry free radical. The free radical has now become stable again, and it's no longer harmful to our bodies. But where can you find antioxidants? That's an important question to answer, because as we age, the balance between free radicals and antioxidants begins to become off kilter as our ability to produce antioxidants decreases. First of all, your internal pharmacy makes antioxidants in your endothelium. You can keep your pharmacy open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with a minimum of 20 minutes of moderate exercise 6 days a week. As we age, our pharmacy makes fewer antioxidants, so prime time is an excellent time to start incorporating more antioxidants into our lives from external sources. Some of the foods, such as all berries, black currants, plums, sweet cherries, apples, beans, nuts, seeds, and leafy greens, are very rich in antioxidants. Simply incorporating these into every meal will give us the support we need. It's also important that as we age, particularly after we reach the age of 50, that we take a good whole food supplement. Supplements such as glutathione are high in antioxidants. Whole food vitamins that include vitamin C, D, E, and K are rich in antioxidant support. And here's something that most people don't know. Therapeutic grade essential oils are highly antioxidant. You have to choose one that is pure and therapeutic grade. Applying those to the bottoms of our feet every day can deliver antioxidant support to the bloodstream within 30 seconds of application. Of course, it's most important that as we age and enter our prime time, we protect our bodies from oxidative stress, from exposure to things like UV light, toxins, cigarette smoke, industrial chemicals, junk carbohydrates, processed foods, and artificial preservatives to begin with. So let's bring it full circle today and talk about the two acronyms that I emphasize in my coaching all the time. First, we want to talk about the 4 pillars of healthy aging: lifestyle, how we live; exercise, how we move; attitude, how we think; and nutrition, how we eat. These 4 pillars spell the acronym LEAN. The other acronym I like to emphasize is WHYA. What am I accomplishing? Science tells us that attention to each of these areas helps us to achieve healthy aging. For each of the following scenarios, let's talk briefly about what we are accomplishing with the behavior and which part of LEAN it might coincide with. For example, what would I accomplish if I gave my primetime brain a break to take a nap or do something fun after doing something stressful or challenging mentally? You might say I'm reducing the oxidative stress on my brain by reducing potential emotional stress from working too long or too hard. What part of the 4 pillars of health might we be utilizing with this behavior? If you guessed lifestyle, how you live, and attitude, how you think, you're right. Even lifestyle choices like taking a break once in a while to give our brain a break have a huge impact on primetime health. What would I accomplish if I garnished my whole grain breakfast cereal with a handful of blueberries? Blueberries, as we have learned, are an antioxidant that are particularly good at protecting my brain. They cross the blood-brain barrier and help my brain to repair itself from oxidative stress. Which of the 4 pillars of health might we be focusing on here? Lifestyle, exercise, attitude, or nutrition? Nutrition, of course. Nutrition is the pillar that has to do with how I eat. Ready for another one? What am I accomplishing when I commit to riding my exercise bike for 20 minutes every morning? Be as specific as you can with this one. The more specific your answers are, science says, the more of a healthy message your brain can send to your body, which is very important during prime time. When I exercise 20 minutes in the morning on my bike, I'm popping open the medicine bottles in my endothelium, releasing antioxidants that I need to protect my cells and tissues. How's that for specific? Which of the 4 pillars of health would this one fall under? If you said exercise and lifestyle, you're right. I couldn't agree with you more. What am I accomplishing when I supplement my diet with a good whole food supplement of vitamins and minerals? Again, try to be specific. If you said something like, vitamins are highly antioxidant, you're right. Which of the four pillars would this one fall under? I put it under lifestyle, how I live, because I'm taking my supplement every day, and nutrition, how I eat. What would I be accomplishing when I use a therapeutic grade essential oil on the bottoms of my feet every morning? Remember, pure therapeutic grade essential oils are very antioxidant. When I apply them to the bottoms of my feet, they are in my bloodstream and protecting me within 30 seconds. Which pillars would this one fall under? How about lifestyle? It reflects how I live. And finally, what am I accomplishing for my body when I take a walk with my spouse every evening before dinner? Let's try to be specific and intentional with our answer. How about an answer like this? I reduce the oxidative stress on my brain by spending time with someone I love. And the exercise pops open the medicine bottles in my endothelium, releasing nitric oxide and antioxidants into my bloodstream. Which pillars would you put this one under? How about lifestyle, how you live, exercise, how you move, and attitude, how you think as you walk and converse with your spouse? If you chose these three pillars, you're right again. Congratulations! You've just completed the Primetime Health supplemental session entitled Free Radicals, Inflammatory Agents in the Brain and Body. I hope you have learned some valuable primetime skills for healthy aging today. Which ones are you excited to try? Which ones prompted you to have more questions? If you're participating today in Primetime Health Online, please comment below in the discussion board. If you're participating in a classroom session, I hope you will come prepared next week to talk about what you've learned at our next session. See you next time on Primetime Health Supplemental.